In this video, we're going to be talking about the unit vector concept. The unit vector concept on its own is fairly easy. The unit vector concept is simply this. Unit means one, and we're going to talk about the x direction. So in the x direction, the unit vector just has a distance of 1. And we represent this unit vector with I. So this little vector here in green is I. And I is 1, 0. So we go right 1, up or down none. These are the x and the y components of vector I. There's another one, and that would be in the y direction. So in the y direction is the unit vector j. These are just arbitrary letters that mathematicians and scientists and people in general agreed we're going to use. So this one is 0, 1. In 3 variable, so this is going to be 2 variable. And 3 variable, this one would be just 1, 0, 0. So the z would be 0. And the same thing here. This would be 0, 1, 0. There's a third one, and the third one, that doesn't show up here on this because this is two-dimensional, but the third one is vector k. Vector k is 0, and maybe I should write that over here, is 0, 0, 1. So all these unit vectors are just vectors with a magnitude of 1, and they're going to be in one of the directions, so x, y, or z. And we can break them down with their components as such. Let me draw you a vector, and this vector will go from 1, 3, and we're going to draw that up to this point right over here, so that would be 6, 6. If we tried to, what we could do is we could write this vector in purple, as its x and its y components, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's positive. So we'll make this up, we'll call this vector r here. And then up would be 1, 2, 3. So that would be our vector ordered pair. We can also, though, write this as a sum of unit vectors. We write the x part first. So the question is, how many unit vectors would make up this side of this right triangle here, or how would we get from the initial point to the terminal point? You would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we could also write vector r as 5i. And remember to put the little bar or the little barb thing over the top, the little vector symbol. We need to indicate that I is not just a variable. And if we do use just I, well, that's an imaginary number usually, so be careful with that. We also need to do the other direction, the other component, so that's j. And j is going to be up 1, up 2, and up 3. So that'll be 3j. So all this is this is just representing this vector here in terms of its x and y components, and also the new thing for this concept video is representing it as a sum of unit vectors. So if you do 5i plus 3j, you also wind up with this longer vector right here.